Shalom. Shalom, Yeshua. First and foremost, I want to start by giving all praises, honors, and glories to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for teaching 100% truth. Wa Barakatham to the 144,000, as well as the rest of the elect. May peace and blessings be unto your households. Alright, and it's your brother Gadal from the Great Millstone Dallas branch. And in this quick lesson, we're just going to get into, basically the importance of seeking first the kingdom. Asking the Lord for spiritual things rather than carnal things. Now, don't get me wrong. There's certain things, you ask carnally. For example, it might be like a new job, right? Or to allow you to get a job. That stuff like that, that's more of a need and not just a want. That's okay. Now, you can ask the Lord for a want. Don't get me wrong, but majority of your prayers should be asking the Lord to increase you. Whether it's wisdom, knowledge, understanding, being more brotherly, or whatever it may be. Whatever it may be spiritual. I'm going to go ahead and get into that in this First Kings with Solomon. Alright, this is First Kings chapter 3. Start at verse 8. Alright, it says, and thy servant is in the midst of thy people which thou hast chosen, a great people that cannot be numbered nor counted for multitude. Verse 9 says, it says, give therefore thy servant an understanding heart to judge thy people, that I may discern between good and bad. For who is able to judge this thy so great a people? All right, so, and this is Solomon speaking, and Solomon basically was asking the first thing. This is when he became king of the nation of Israel, right? When Judah and Benjamin was together, right? Well, Southern Kingdom and Northern Kingdom was together, same thing. But yeah, so this is when Solomon became king, and this is literally the first thing that he asked of the Lord, right? He asked him to give him what is it? Servant a understanding heart to judge thy people, right? In other words, he asked the Lord for wisdom. He asked the Lord to give him wisdom so he could be able to judge the people correctly. All right. It says that I may discern between good and bad. For who is able to judge thy so great a people? All right. So he asked for the Lord to give him wisdom ultimately. All right, to make judgment calls. But continuing on, verse 10. All right, this is Yahweh's answer. It says, and the speech pleased the Lord that Solomon had asked this thing. All right, so the Lord was pleased that that Solomon asked for what? Basically for wisdom. He was pleased by that. Like, oh, okay. And it's going to go into it. It says, and the Most High said unto him, because thou hast asked, because thou hast asked this thing, and hast not asked for thyself long life, neither hast asked, has asked for their, asked riches, it has asked riches for thyself, nor has asked the life of thine enemies, but has asked for thyself understanding to discern judgment. Alright, and continuing on, it says, behold, I have done according to thy words. Alright, so in other words, the Lord gave him that wisdom, knowledge, and understanding on how to discern between what good is bad, as well as honesty to judge the people. Right, the nation of Israel correctly, meaning Verse 12 said, 1 Kings chapter 3 and verse 12 says, behold, I have done according to thy words. Lo, I have given thee a wise and an understanding heart, so that there was none like thee before thee, neither after thee shall any arise like thee unto thee. All right, the wisdom of Solomon. All right, got a book about it now. The wisdom of Solomon. All right, ain't none like him. All right. So the Lord done blessed him because he asked of spiritual things. The Lord done blessed him by giving him that spiritual thing. And it's going to go more into it, actually. Verse 13, it says, and I have also given thee that which thou hast not asked, both riches and honor, so that there shall be so that there shall not be any among the kings like unto thee all thy days. All right, so not only that he blessed him with what he asked, which is honestly being able to discern between good and bad, making good judgment calls. In other words, giving him, asking for wisdom. He gave him the riches. He gave him honor. Right? He gave him these things, and he said he didn't ask for it. So the Lord said, because you asked this thing, I'm gonna give it to you, and I'm gonna give you those things that you didn't ask for. Why? Because he chose to seek the Lord first. All right, he chose something to please the Lord first, rather than doing what he wants to do. All right, hey Lord, can you give me money, or woman, or whatever, right? Instead of that, he asked for wisdom. All right, he asked for a spiritual thing, but yet the Lord gave him everything. All right, he gave him women. Not only he gave him the wisdom, he gave him the women, the riches, and the honor. All right, he basically gave it all to him. That's why you got that 40 years of peace with Solomon. All right, just 40 years of straight peace. All right, and statues. And then verse 14, 1 Kings chapter 3 verse 14 says, and if thou wilt walk in my ways to keep my statutes and my commandments, as thy father David did walk, then I will lengthen thy days. All right. So, okay, he even say he's going to give him a long life as long as you follow my law, statutes, commandments, as your father did. All right. And then, hey, it's just, that was a beautiful thing right there. I was like, dang. So the Lord gave him all of this, all because he asked for wisdom, which is something spiritual, right? He asked for wisdom, and the Lord, you're like, you know what? I got you. All right, and then when you read on down, it's crazy because the title of the next thing, it says Solomon wisely judges. All right, when you read on down, the Lord, it's going to be shown the wisdom that the Lord gave to him. All right, to be able to make wise judgments. All right, but neither here or there. The point was, man, hey, seek ye first the kingdom. Seek ye first the spiritual things, man. Ask the Lord for more spiritual things. Don't worry about everything else. We got our hobbies. Whether Jay like to hoop, play the game, play football, or like going to the gym, whatever it may be. All right. Of course, you can do those things. Of course. But keep the main thing, man. You have to keep the main thing. Speaking to myself first and foremost, man. I gotta make sure I'm keeping the main thing. Because there's times I mess up. Hell, I'm in the flesh too. There'll be times, I'll do something instead of doing the Lord's will first. And to be Satan. But guess what, man? All I can do is, repent and just do better. That's all I can do. Repent and do better. Alright? But yeah, let me go ahead and get this Matthew chapter 6 and 33. It says, But seek ye first the kingdom of the Most High, right, and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you, as you saw with Solomon. Right? He seeked first what the things that please the Lord. Right? And guess what? All these things was added onto him. Right? He seek first. The first thing he seeked was something that was going to be pleasing unto him. What? Which was wisdom. Was wisdom. He sought first wisdom, right, to be able to judge the people so he could please him. And the Lord gave him everything because of that. Right? That's just an example of hey, what happens when you do seek the Lord first. Good things come your way. Now, don't get me wrong. Just because you probably do something for the Lord first, don't mean it's always gonna go that way. We still in captivity. We still in hell. We got to kiss some kind of hell, right? But majority of the time, hey man, it's a spiritual growth. You become a better brother and a better servant. When you ask for things, when you ask for spiritual things, so pray that the Lord increases you. You should be praying that daily. Like I said, speak to myself first and foremost, man. You should be praying that daily, that the Lord is increasing you wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. And guess what? The Lord's gonna be putting you in the position, to use those things, right? As he did with Solomon later on in this chapter, right? Later on in this chapter, as soon as he's done with that, man, hey, he had to make a judgment call, all right? But anyways, man, hey, Lord willing, I was edified. I want to end it off by saying, Kal Halal, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rachakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And until next time I say, Shalom, Yesharala.